so far.
What's up guys, this is Lesky, and in today's video I'm going to be showing y'all the best aerial threat striker build in pro clubs. If you want to use a build that can score headers and latch on to those crosses that your wingers are playing to you, then this is the build where max height, max weight, have really good heading accuracy, max jumping, and even max aggression, which actually helps for winning headers in the air and positioning your body and being very aggressive. So that helps a ton, and this build can just score easy goals. The video I posted a couple of days ago is a playmaking winger build, and it works perfectly with this striker build. If you want to use this build and you have some wingers on your team, maybe recommend that they check out that winger build because it's got insane playmaking, crossing ability, playmaking perks, and they can really get some assists and just whip the ball into your head so you can score a lot of goals and bag some hat tricks. And we even won the Division 1 title while I was using the striker build and my teammate was using that winger build. So I'm sure if your club wants to give this build a try that y'all will have a lot of success with it. So for the position, we are striker. That's the best position for heading and then just jumping physical attributes to be that aerial threat. The height, I decided to go max height, max weight, 6'7" for the height. It's the tallest you can go. It'll just help you get onto those headers. And then weight, the reason I go 253 is because that's what gets you the max jumping. You are going to be slower, but you will be stronger and you will have max jumping, which will make it the best possible aerial threat build. So that's why I'm 6'7", 253 pounds for this build. Preferred foot, righty, but doesn't really matter, up to you. Let's take a look at the perks. The first two perks on this build are no-brainers. I went for one-time shot, increases your finishing ability during one-time shots and headers. And then it gives you the power header trait, which is the most important thing. It'll really help you make those headers and just overpower the keeper, while also increasing your weak foot on one-time shot, which is nice for this build. We only have a 3-star weak foot. Couldn't afford to go for that 4-star weak foot. So the one-time shot, when you take a volley or just a one-time shot, it'll upgrade that weak foot to a 4-star, which is nice, while also granting the finesse, flare, and outside foot shot during one-time shots. So the flare will allow you to do like bikes and a bunch of fancy shots, I believe. And then for the second perk, you have to go for physical strength because this will boost the jumping even more and the strength. So this build basically has 99 strength with the physical strength perk on it, and then 99 jumping because both the strength and the jumping are in the 90s, and the physical strength will bump it up even more, while also increasing the ball control when jostling, shielding, or heading the ball. So these two perks are a must for this build. For the last perk, you can switch it up if you want, but I think active first touch will be your best bet because this build doesn't have a ton of pace. We're max height, max weight, and we had to take some pace off, but it's really not too big of a deal. You're not going to be trying to sprint and dribble all the time. You can actually get in behind with this build. Like, the pace really isn't a problem, because if your teammate hits over the top through ball to you, you can kind of just body the defenders, out-muscle them. You have crazy aggression on this build, which I'll show you shortly on the physical page. And the pace really isn't a problem on this build, but the active first touch is nice because it'll just boost the acceleration and sprint speed even more when you get a ball played to you and you try and dribble or sprint out of that, or when you get a through ball over the top to you, it'll also kick in. And I really didn't have problems getting in behind, especially if you have those winger builds that I was mentioning on your team, or just some type of playmaker builds on your team that has good passing, then the active first touch could become clutch. If you want, you could take it off. I don't really know what else you would put. Distance shooter, I don't know if you're going to be able to get a ton of distance shooters off. We don't have like crazy dribbling to like create space, but you could do that. Skill dribbler. Other than that, I don't really know what you could do. I just think active first touch is the best option. So these are the 3 perks I use. Let's take a look at the skill tree. This physical page looks absolutely crazy. We have the most skill points allocated here, and this is what will make us the aerial threat basically, as well as the heading accuracy on the shooting page. But the only thing we left off is this second section for the +2 stamina, with the acrobat archetype, we already have really good stamina of 84, and that's solid for a striker build. So you're just going to get everything except for that second section. And then as you'll see, we'll have 93 jumping, 90 strength, 90 reactions. We max out the reactions. The taller you go, so 6'7", you're going to have the lowest reactions possible as a striker. See, it starts at 78, which is pretty bad. So if you go for the max reactions, then it'll get you up to 90, which is actually pretty good for a 6'7", 253-pound striker. And then I wanted to go for max aggression. I looked up that aggression actually helps you in the air and win headers. You position your body, you're more aggressive with your body, just bully people and just get in positions to win those headers. And you'll probably see in a lot of the clips when the aggression kicks in, it actually does make a huge difference. A lot of people probably just go max jumping if they want to be good in the air, and they don't really focus on maxing out the aggression, which actually helps quite a bit. I didn't really know that until recently, but it is a big deal when it comes to this build and winning headers. So make sure you have the aggression maxed out on this build. But that's the physical page. Let's see how much skill points we have here. We have 53 skill points. So more than half of the skill points are allocated on this physical page. And remember that we have the physical strength perk to bump up that 93 jumping probably to like 99, as well as the strength. It's probably high 90s, maybe even 99 strength. So those stats are crazy for this build. Let's take a look at the dribbling page. So since there is so much skill points on the physical page, we just can't allocate a ton of skill points to dribbling, which is fine. That's not going to be the focal point of this build. Don't really need to upgrade the agility or balance. You're going to be a target man. You're going to get the ball played to your feet, maybe hold the left trigger or L2 on PlayStation to body and hold off the defender, and then just lay it back off to your midfielder, your winger out wide, and then run in the box, make a run in behind, and have your players feed you the ball. So you don't really need to use the agility and balance too much. Obviously, it would help a lot, but we just don't have the skill points for that, so we don't have any skill moves or anything. And then right here, this is just one skill point that we had left over. I decided to put it on the agility to bump it up to 71. You can go for the ball control if you want to bump that up. But remember, we have active first touch, which increases the ball control, and even the physical strength says it increases the ball control, so it's actually higher than what you see. Or you could go balance to bump that up. I really wish we could get the balance even higher so you could just stay on your feet and maybe not stumble as much. The strength, the 99 strength really does make up for not being able to stumble. But if we had like high balance, like in the 80s or like 90 balance, it would be absolutely crazy. You would just be able to run through everything. So sometimes you will notice that your player might stumble, and that's kind of because of the balance. But again, that high strength really does make up for it quite a bit. So this is the dribbling page. Let's take a look at passing. And of course, there's no skill points here on the passing page. But one thing I did notice is that the vision is pretty decent. I think when you go taller as a striker, the vision actually gets better. So when we're max height, we actually have 78 vision, which is not too bad. You can actually hit some decent through balls because of that vision. But yeah, nothing much to talk about here on the passing page. Let's take a look at shooting. This build has 90 heading accuracy. I wanted to upgrade the heading a bit. I think the base stat for a 6'7", 253-pound striker is 85, which is actually already pretty good. But I bumped it up a bit. On this left side, you're going to go for this shot power and free kick accuracy. And then I decided to go down to this bottom right one. It gives you +5 heading accuracy. Make sure you don't go down to the bottom left because it's only +4 and it's the same amount of skill points. So no point in doing that. But another alternative, if you don't want to do that, you could just go for the second section right here. It gives you +4 and it'll get you to 89. And then you could save 3 skill points and probably put it on either pace or the dribbling page. But I decided not to do that and just went for the 90. It looks nicer. And honestly, we could bump the heading actually up even more, but we'd have to take some skill points off somewhere, like probably on the pace page. Like I could get this one, I could get both of them, and it would bump it up to 98, and that would be the max heading. But we have the one-time shot perk on this build, and it says it increases the heading as well as gives you that power header trait. So I don't think it's necessary and kind of a waste of skill points, but you could try it if you want to take skill points off the pace page and go for the 98 heading accuracy, see if it makes a difference, or maybe just go for just 2 of them and leave 1 off so you would have 94. That could be a good option, but I think if you wanted to do that, you would have to take off some acceleration on the pace page, which I'm about to show you guys, or maybe the shot power. And I feel like the shot power would make more of a difference, so I did not do that. So get this shot power and penalties right here to get it to 87. And then on the right side, I went for this long shots and shot power, good value, 6 skill points for a lot of upgrades. And then the finishing and volleys to get us to 92 finishing and 88 volleys. And the shooting stats are very good. You don't even need the finisher archetype. Don't have enough skill points for the finisher archetype, just not possible. And this build is one of the most clinical strikers I've used in pro clubs. I was finishing all my chances. I don't know what it is. The shooting stats are very good. Wasn't able to go for the 4-star weak foot, but we have the one-time shot perk, increasing your finishing, heading, and increasing your weak foot. So it'll bump to a 4-star weak foot when you're taking like a one-time shot. Like you might have a lot of volleys if you have a lot of crosses coming into you, and the one-time shot perk really does help a lot. And that's probably the main weakness when it comes to the shooting, is the 3-star weak foot. But I really didn't notice it too much when it did come to my weak foot. Most of the shots were a one-time, and then that weak foot upgrade helped. And then even then, because the shooting stats are so good, if you just take a normal shot with your weak foot, it'll most likely go in. The shot power is nice. But if you really want a 4-star weak foot on this build, you could probably take this heading accuracy off and just go for this second section right here. And then you'd have 3 skill points, and then you need 2 more. You could either take off like some sprint speed or some acceleration on the pace page, or just take off the shot power, and then you could get the weak foot. But it really wasn't a problem on this build for me, so I didn't mind the 3-star weak foot. Let's take a look at the pace page. This build has 84 acceleration and 80 sprint speed. I wanted to max out the acceleration to get you up to speed faster. If you want, like some of y'all might not even want this much sprint speed, you could take some skill points off and put them in other places. But I decided to at least get some sprint speed, especially like when you're trying to run into the box. I feel like it helps a little bit just to keep up with those pacey wingers that are ready to cross the ball into you. Having some acceleration and sprint speed is nice. So what I did is just went all the way down to the cheetah, got this bottom left acceleration, and then this top right sprint speed right here. You could possibly even max it out if you want. I don't think you're going to notice much of a difference, but you'd have to take 5 skill points somewhere off on this build to get the max pace. But remember, we have the active first touch perk on this build for a reason, to boost the acceleration and sprint speed in certain situations. It kicks in and helps a lot, especially when you get a through ball over the top. And you honestly can latch on to a lot of through balls over the top that your teammates play to you because you're just so strong. The defenders aren't able to get around you, and you kind of just body and bulldozer through them with the high aggression and high strength. And the pace really doesn't matter too much because you're so strong, which is so nice this year in pro clubs or just in FIFA in general. Last year, it would be a little bit different, but it seems like physical stats are a lot better and more important this year in FIFA. And this definitely isn't like a meta striker or anything like that, but you really can make this build pretty overpowered if used correctly, and you have a lot of quick teammates around you that have great crossing. Make sure they have that pinpoint cross perk on, through ball perk, and really can set you up, and you can actually score a lot of goals and you can surprise yourself while using this build. So it's not the best striker out there, but it can be very usable and it can win you a lot of games, and it's just fun dunking on people, having that crazy strength and aggression, and just scoring a ton of headers. So give this build a try. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Please hit that like button on this video for me and hit that subscribe button on my channel if you haven't already subbed. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.